Hey guys, just wanted to kind of show off my entire Goosebumps collection here. Been collecting these since I was a kid, and I am in my late 30s now. I've finally almost got all of them. Uh, Pretty much most of them. Enough to make this video anyway. So, I still am missing a few of some of the older ones, but I just got all of the Give Yourself Goosebumps books, which took me a while to get because they're hard to find and they're expensive. But I actually kind of struck gold with a collection that was being sold on eBay. And man, a majority of them were just in great shape. The only thing that kind of sucked about it was that I think like 8 or 9 of the books were the Indian reprint copies. So my plan is to rebuy those copies off of eBay. Actually, I already have bought a couple of them, and I just ordered a couple more recently. I haven't got them yet, but I did just get the complete collection today that I bought, and I've got this all sorted out finally. So I just wanted to show it off. I tried to put them in order of like release date, but I wasn't able to do that because I had to use the very top of my shelf here. I didn't want to remove all the stuff on the bottom. I've got a bunch of like video game strategy guides, and it's kind of a mess right now. I haven't reorganized the bottom shelf yet, but that's kind of a mess. But I don't really have anywhere else to put my strategy guides, so I just kind of left them there. But anyway, like I said, I am missing a few still. I don't have all of them, but I would say 98%. I didn't bother with a few books. First of all, I didn't bother buying any of the reprints of like the original Goosebumps books. I just wasn't really interested in it. I wanted to have the originals. And another thing that prevented me from buying the reprints was the fact that they didn't reprint all of the original 62. So it just kind of didn't interest me in getting those. Another book I didn't bother getting was, I think they reprinted this one here. I think it was called like the Campfire Edition, maybe. I didn't bother getting that one because so in the Fright Light Edition, I think it's got the horror Camp Jelly Jam in it. And in the reprint edition of the Campfire Collection, they substituted that one with, what's it called? The Curse of Camp Cold Lake. And personally, I like horror Camp Jelly Jam better. So I didn't bother getting that one. And I'm trying to think. I think that pretty much sums it up. So I'll just kind of go through my collection here. It's not the most organized and the best looking, but I did the best I could with what space I had. So I'll start off with the TV series. I actually just bought this a couple weeks ago. There was a person on Mercari that had basically burned all the episodes of the series on 2 discs and sold it as a complete series. Obviously, it's not Blu-ray resolution because the series was not shot in that resolution, but he upscaled them, I think, to 720p, and honestly, it looks pretty good. I like how he did the menu as well. This is really cool. If you guys are interested, I got this on Mercari. I think the seller's name was like Movie Nights or something like that, and I got this for like 30 bucks. I think he listed it for like $29 to be exact. Comes on 2 discs, and it's got all 74 episodes on it. So this is a really cool collection. And then I've got the movies here, which I'm sure any Goosebumps fan has seen. I don't think I want to really pull out each book individually. I'll just kind of thumb through. I've got the Monster editions, and then the Fright Light edition. The light on that one, unfortunately, is not working. I got the Monster Blood collection, and then I've got the Caps books, the regular one, and then the Holiday edition. And then I've got Screams in the Night. That is for, they did like a Goosebumps live on stage thing. I'm not exactly sure what that was, but that's the book for it. And then they made books for the movies, both movies. And then there's kind of just like some miscellaneous stuff that they made, and these are also based on the movies. Zoom in a little more here so you can see. These are just kind of random stuff based on the movie. And then I've got the graphics 1 through 4. Those are like the comic book books. Those are pretty cool, actually. I haven't read any of them yet. I've just kind of flipped through them, but they're super cool. And that's coming from somebody that's never really been a comic book fan. This is How to Draw Goosebumps. This is kind of an older book. And then the activity book, which is part of the movie set here. I had to put these taller books on the top shelf because I couldn't fit them down here. And that's why they're all up here. So it's kind of out of order, but it's the best I could do. And then I've got the Write Your Fright, which is part of the Horrorland edition books. This thing is supposed to make noise, but it don't. I think I got to get a new battery for it or something. And then I got both of the postcard books. Those are just postcards of like mostly the original edition books, but it's just the artwork off the books in postcard version. I've got the It Came From Ohio. I am missing the It Came From New Jersey, My Life as an Artist by Tim Jacobus. That book is very hard to find, and it's very expensive. Somebody listed one on eBay the other day, and they wanted $125 for it, and I did not pull the trigger on it, and it sold the next day. So I guess if I want that book, I'm just gonna have to pay a pretty high dollar for it. And then I've got this is all the original books here. I wish some of them were in better condition, but for the most part, they're not in terrible condition. Some of them, the bindings on them are a little rough, but I've had a lot of these since I was a kid. Some of them I rebought off of eBay, like the ones that I had from when I was a kid. I rebought them because they were in very, very bad shape. So I did go ahead and rebuy some of them. But the ones that I felt were good enough, I just went ahead and kept. Probably could have done, number 13 there a little better. That one looks pretty rough, but it's whatever. And then I've got the Haunted Library books. These were the ones that you had to get out of like the Hershey's or Pepsi or Doritos. Comes with the little mini books in them. which I need to still erase that name. But it comes with Don't Make Me Laugh, The Halloween Game, and Bad Dog. This is a cool little collector's item thing. And then continuing on, I've got the rest of the original series, which I probably need to buy that one again. That one looks pretty rough. All the way to 62. And then I've got the Tales to Give You Goosebumps series. There was only 6 of those. I was able to get those fairly priced, except for the 6th one. That one was pretty pricey because it's the rarest of the bundle there. But still, it wasn't like crazy. I think it was like $50 or something, maybe 60. I can't remember. It's been a while since I bought it. And then this is the bundle that I just got, the Tales to Give You Goosebumps books. This was expensive. This collection was expensive. I won't give a number, but it cost me a lot of money. I had to save my pennies for this one, and this was the last series that I was able to get. I already had some of the books. I want to say I had maybe like 15 or so of them, but the seller that listed them on eBay didn't want to split the series up and sell me just the ones that I needed. So unfortunately, I had to bite the bullet and buy the whole collection, which I understand. I wouldn't have wanted to separate it anyway, myself. So I understood. I think what I'm going to do is probably just sell the ones that I have duplicates of and get some of that money back. So I've got 1 through 22. Those are all original US prints. And then the ones that are Indian reprints, let's see, I want to say it was 32 through 40. I've already rebought 32, so this is now a US edition. I just ordered 33 recently. I haven't got it yet, but the US edition is on its way. I still need to find 34, 35, and I believe 40. Those are the only 3 left that I need to buy the US editions of. I have 36 on the way. I have 37 on the way. I have not received them yet. These are the US editions here, 38 and 39. I just got them yesterday. And then these are really hard to find. 34, 35. Somebody listed a copy of 34 the other day, but it was in really bad shape, so I opted out of that. 35, I can't seem to find anywhere. And then 40, somebody has a listing on that one too right now, and it's in really bad shape, so I just didn't do that one either. So other than those 3, I have all the US editions. These right here are the expensive ones. You get into the special editions, and man, they're golly. If you try to buy these separately, you're going to be spending a lot of money. Those things are not cheap. This was the only one out of the collection that was pretty rough. Like the binding is starting to separate right here. So if I can find this one for a decent price, I might rebuy it, but it would have to be pretty cheap. I don't plan on rebuying it unless I can find it super cheap. So that's all the Give Yourself Goosebumps. And then the Goosebumps Presents, these were the books that were based off of the TV episodes. They made 18 of them. Unfortunately, I am missing 16, 17, and 18. I have found copies of 16 online, but they are way overpriced, and I just can't pull the trigger on that. I cannot find 17 or 18 since I've been looking for them. I buy a lot of books off of thrift books. That's kind of my go-to, or eBay. Those are the two that I typically purchase from. I've done a few off of Mercari as well, but I can't find them listed on any of those sites. Those are just really hard to find. So if anybody knows where to find those, please tell me, because I would love to complete that collection. Some of these are in pretty rough shape. I got this one here, the binding is all jacked up. This one here as well, and then it's got a sticker on the bottom. I think I got most of these off of thrift books, and they were listed as good condition. I'm not too happy with this one. I don't think that should have been listed good. That looks acceptable to me personally, and same with this one here. But the rest of them look fairly good. Like I said, I don't really want to pull them all out individually. That would just take too long. And I'm already sitting at almost 17 minutes here, so. And then I've got both of the triple header books. Those were not too expensive at all. And then the whole Series 2000 books, 1 through 25. I bought this collection off of eBay. It wasn't too bad. I think it was less than $200 from a guy that listed them, and they're mostly in good condition. I already had a couple of these myself. I want to say maybe 4 or 5 of them, maybe, that I bought when I was younger, that I kept all these years. So I'll probably sell the duplicates of those as well. They had a number 26 and number 27, but they were never published. I think they had just given them titles. I can't remember what those titles were. Something about a 5th grader and something about a snake, something along those lines. I don't know, you could Google it and find out, but they never got published. And then there was supposed to be another series after this called Goosebumps Gold, but they never published any books for that series either. And then they came out with the Horrorland series. Here's the survival guide, and then I've got the Write Your Fright, which is part of that as well, up there on the top shelf because it's too tall to fit down here. There's 19 of those books. I've got all 19. And then they did the Hall of Horrors, which I think kind of was pretty much part of this series here. I'm not really sure if it's like its own series, but they only made 6 of those. And I think I bought both of those series brand new when they kind of came out, so I've had those for a while. A little bit of shelf wear now, but mostly in pretty good shape. And then after that, there's the Wanted and Most Wanted. Got the Haunted Mask one. I honestly have not read that one yet, which is surprising because the Haunted Mask in the original series was one of my favorite of the original series, as well as the episode. The episode was really good. But I'm hesitant to read this because I've been told that it's not good by a lot of people. I've never been one to like take other people's opinions and use them as my own. So eventually, yes, I will read them, or read it rather, but I have not yet. And then they've got 14, they've got 10, and then 4 special editions as part of that series, and then the Haunted Mask one. To be honest, I have not read a single book in that whole series. I've got 3 kids and a wife, and just it's hard to find the time for stuff like that. It's sparing. I've got just little time for stuff. I mean, I do have a bunch of video game and stuff. I'm a video game collector as well, but most of this stuff has all been collected since I was young, and the older I get, the more responsibilities I have. I just don't have time for this kind of stuff anymore. But it still has not stopped me from collecting. I've always been a collector of things that I love. I used to collect a lot of baseball cards, like sports cards and stuff like that I still have. I just love to collect things that I love. So, and then you've got the Slappy World series, which they made 19 of, and then I guess 20 technically if you count Slappy Beware. As of the recording of this video, it is August 2023, so the next series has not officially been released. I think it's called House of Shivers, and the first book in that series does not come out until the middle of September. So I'm about a month away from getting that book. I plan on pre-ordering the first book in that series when I get paid next, which it's only like $8. I mean, it's cheap, so it's not bad. But anyway, I will probably still wait until I get paid. I mean, I gotta wait for the book to come out anyway, so I'm in no rush really to pre-order it. But that series starts next month, and I think they've only announced the first 2 books in that series. So I will be getting those when they come out. I was also a really big fan of the Ghost of Fear Street books, and they made 35 of those. There is a rumor that there is actually 36. The 36th book does have a title, and if you look it up on Wikipedia, it actually has an ISBN number, but I have never been able to find it anywhere listed. I don't know if it actually exists. If there's anybody out there that does own number 36, let me know. I would love to know if it's real and if it's actually out there, but I have never been able to find it. I can't remember the title of it off the top of my head, but when I started collecting this series, which I have all 35 of, and I'll show you here. I think the only one that's in kind of rough shape is right there, number 22. The spine on it is kind of fading a little bit, and it just doesn't look that great. But the rest of these I got in pretty good condition, minus some minor shelf wear. I actually got a really good deal on number 32, which I believe is the rarest of the series. It is the hardest book to find, and when I was looking for that one, it was one of the last like 2 or 3 that I needed to complete the collection. I think 32 and then the Horror Hotel Part 1 and 2 were the last 3 that I needed. I think I got these 2 for like $30 a piece, 35 maybe, something like that. This one, number 32, was very high priced. Anytime I would find a listing for it, it was usually like $80 to $120. And I got an absolute steal on that one. Somebody had listed it on Mercari, and they obviously did not know what the book was worth, unless they were just desperate for money. I don't know, but they listed it for like $13. So I got really lucky to find that one. And I mean, I bought it the second I saw it. You can get on Mercari and you can have, you know, if anybody out there is familiar with it, you can have uh, saved searches on there. So you search for something and then you can save it, and then you get notified anytime something is listed under that saved search. And I got a notification with that one being listed, and I knew it was going to go super fast. So I mean, I literally bought it maybe 10 minutes after it was listed, because I knew it was gonna go fast at that price. So I got pretty lucky with that one. So if you plan on collecting this series as well, just know you can get the first, I would say, 20 or so pretty fairly priced. They're not crazy priced, but when you start getting up here, you know, 23 to the rest of them, they're pretty expensive. I mean, for, you know, just a small book. But 32 was definitely the highest priced one, at least when I was collecting the series. I don't know if that's changed since then, but I've owned this entire series, I think, for a couple years now. But yeah, those books were pretty similar to Goosebumps, and I read a lot of them when I was a kid, and I really enjoyed them. So I wanted to collect the whole series on that as well. And then you've got the little parody books here, the Gooflumps. They only made 2 of those, and I've got both of those as well. They're not written by R.L. Stine. They are just kind of goofy. I've actually read both of these, and they're very silly. I can't say that I really enjoyed them, but you know, they're just, the whole point of them is to be goofy and just you know, obnoxious. And if that's your thing, then pick them up. I think you'll enjoy them, but they're very they're kind of silly. Anyway, so that is my Goosebumps collection, all of them. And again, if anybody knows where to get the rest of these here, the Goosebumps Presents, please let me know. I would love to finish that collection. And then I'm really looking forward to the House of Shivers series as well. So anyway, there you guys go. Thanks for watching.